late, so the light isn't all it could be, but this is what Andy's been up to today. Replastering the ceiling in the master bedroom. Because we've got those bits over there and a bit to do there, and then this room ceiling wise is done. I'm just going to sneak in here while the lads are having their breakfast. We've got an open plan in the bathroom. As you can see, that's the sky up there. That's a bit of the roof they're doing today. And in our room we have some plaster, and plaster drying as well. And on the ceiling, that's what Andy's done this morning. And one of the alcoves. Unfortunately the ceilings are too high for his stilts. I was hoping to capture some footage of him on his stilts, but we're having to use the scaffold. But plaster on the walls, great progress. And in the bathroom you can see we've got some framing going on. Difficult to see this with the backlight, but you can see that we've got issues. That's the outside wall of the house you're looking at. The inside wall is here. This is the outside wall of the house. The acros are back holding the house up. So there's all work going on in here. And then guess two. There's the sky again. This is being used as Gary's workshop. If I take you into the front room, you'll see that this is where Gary's working. There's his shop side. He's making what do they call them? Door inserts. He's made one, and here's the other one. And here's the classic view of the garden, somewhat disturbed now by an enormous great big scaffold which goes right through the back of the house, goes right top to bottom, right across the back of the house and down one side. And this is what Paul has been doing. He's been out here putting all of the wall ties in the back, stabilising the back wall, and then he and Jason will sort out back windows and things. So I'll give you a view of that in a minute. I'll just try to get a view over the top of the shed pad. There it is. And the exciting thing is that on Wednesday, it's currently Thursday, so next Wednesday Mark is coming down from Lancaster with his lad, and they are going to build me a shed. And that is exciting. And while they're putting the roof back together, they're actually putting some new insulation in for us. So this is my study. It wasn't that long ago, it was full of rubbish and holes in the floor and junk and rubbish and mess. It hasn't really changed much, it's just different rubbish and mess. But at least this is all positive rubbish and mess. And here's the scaffolding on the house from the outside. Be careful I don't look into the sun here. You can see we've got 3 lifts, 3 floors going all the way up. And Paul is doing all the wall ties. And the next big job is to try and sort out this brickwork over this centre window which has failed. So Paul and Jason between them are going to work out how they're going to do that. The noise you can hear is the scaffold boys putting the scaffold up on the side. Let's see if I can capture a bit of that for you. I can see them from here. I can see some of the poles going up, but they haven't got up very far yet. But by tonight we'll have scaffolding all up that side as well. We've had Sue from London here this week, so she has been cutting ivy back. What a splendid job she's done. Look at all that. We can now see Joe's outhouse and Joe's wall and all this ivy, rubbish that we don't want. Get rid of all that. It's 8:30 in the morning. You can see in the garden all the shed panels lined up, waiting to be erected. Mark and Bryn are coming with the rest of the shed panels, the floor and the roof today, and then they'll build it. All this timber work sitting here are my new roof laths. And for the minute we've been asked to just stay out of the way, because as you can see there are bits of things falling off the roof. The roofers are actually up there at the moment, that's all the noise is. They are taking the roof off on the back of the house today, For the moment they're just doing the back corner, and whilst that goes on they're not allowed anywhere near the side alleyway, so I'm going to have to just hold off for 10 minutes or so. So the action has started. The pad is taking its first bit of timber. There's an awful lot of timber. This is Mark and Bryn laying out the floor. As we get towards lunchtime, sides are going up in the rain. And then you get a door. I've come out into the garden. It's actually easier to see from out here. So here's the roof under construction. You can see the log roll sides. And then the roof being built with individual rafters and noggins. So while the rain continues to come down, Mark and Bryn have actually started putting the roof on. You can see that the nail gun is out and the tongue and groove roof is beginning to come together. I'm filming this from indoors, looking through the scaffolding, which sounds a bit secret squirrel, but it's not. It's just that it's hammering down with rain outside and I don't want to go out there because I don't want to get wet. But there's the roof going on, so great progress. I'm hoping to get the roof on hopefully today. It's now 4 o'clock, so we're getting on. And then tomorrow they'll come back, shingle, doors, tidy up, and the shed will be done. There's a bit of finishing to do with the doors and the windows and tidying up. But this is the railway shed. Built. The roof, really pleased with that roof. You can see the tile effect on the roof. Let's see if I can get that in focus. See the tile effect on the roof. Makes it look a really pretty thing. So that's 310 inches long inside by 150 inches wide. That's exactly 46,500 square inches. If my math serves me correctly. That's 29.994 square metres. So building control are not interested one piece about my shed or what I do with it, and that is a very good place to be. Well, it's August bank holiday weekend, and in the absence of any tradesmen, I thought I'd take a chance to do you an update. So let's have a look what's going on. We seem to have a bathroom in bits all piled up in the dining room. Piles of toilets. Lots of stuff in here. We've still got a hole in the floor, but that'll get sorted out soon. Take you across to the sitting room. We seem to be acquiring plastic chairs. Not a lot done in here other than this is the suggestion for the colour of the walls in this room. It's actually darker than it looks on film here. It's going to be quite an interesting colour. And we have wall insulation all piled up and piles and piles of plaster. Now Phil has turned up and has disposed of an awful lot of lead pipe for us, which is good, and I'll take you and show you what he's been doing in a moment. The door leading from the hall into the back passage has gone. That's gone in the skip, and the reason for that is that this front door, we can't have this stained glass encapsulated. It makes the door too heavy. So what we're going to do is to have these side panels replicated into a 2-panel Victorian front door, and all that will be replaced, and it will look like that, but it will be UPVC. But that centre door, instead of throwing it away and throwing the glass away that's in it, will be cut down and will be put into that doorway there. so we retain the stained glass. Now here's the nook, still looking like the nook, other than I've been on the ceiling pulling down duty again. I've pulled the ceiling down. I'll show you why we've done that in a minute, but it has exposed up here. If I can show you this without the light interfering. It has exposed the beams up there. The two beams that you can see up there are going to be replaced with steels, so that when this is converted into French doors, this problem goes away. So a lot of work to do. And these are the floor joists that need to be moved. They're not sitting on an awful lot of wall up there, so let me show you that in a minute. Other than a bit of tidying up, nothing in the kitchen, except that there is evidence of progress on the central heating front. These are our feed and return pipes for the central heating and the water, which is going upstairs, and they come down to this corner here. They're going to go along underneath the cabinets and then out into the garden. I'll come on to the garden in a minute. Of the timbers of the floor in guest 2. You can see they stick through the hall stairs landing wall. You can see up here, that one's fine. By the time you get to this end, this is only no, this end they're fine, but you can see by the time you get to this end of the room, that bit of timber, that's a single skin wall. There's not an awful lot of that timber sitting on the wall. And Gary's concerned that because the house has moved, that isn't good enough, so he's going to move that timber over, which basically means lifting some of the floorboards and shunting the floor back to where it should be in the room. Which, that sounds a bit of a job. As I take you upstairs, it gets a bit dark and gloomy because we've boarded this window up for its own protection. We're very worried that all the work that's going on outside could well damage that window. If I bring you up, go into guest 2 for starters, another room full of stuff. We do have a fully battened ceiling now, so that's waiting to go. Here in the main guest room we have some plaster, and we have plasterboard on the walls and some more plaster, and this wall has gone blue. This is called grit. Not sure I can pick this up on the camera, but you can see that? It's got a very gritty surface, and that's to allow the plaster that's going to go on this wall to stick. There's also evidence in here of radiators which have actually been piped in. The pipework is all under the floor, so we have radiators up here. Happy days. And this fire, you saw me earlier talking about getting this fire swapped over from next door. This fire is now in. I must say they've done a fabulous job with that, really happy with that. And there's been some real progress in our room. We have plaster on the walls and ceiling. Bit of plastering still to do, but that's our problem because we've got that fireplace to sort out. We have radiators piped in, waiting to go. We have an ensuite door so that we can decamp into our ensuite. And let me take you in there. This is getting really exciting now. Look, there's evidence of pipes in the floor. This is our ensuite, and it actually now starts to look like a room. Look, there's a wall. I won't show you the loo because you don't want to see the toilet, do you? There's the loo. The shower is going to go in this corner, and the sink is going to go there. And you can see the wall has been notched. This is at the suggestion of our builder Gary, who has notched the wall across. What a great suggestion that is. So that now lines up with the window. That's going to look super duper. We have a ceiling, a lot of old electrics that's going to get pulled out and thrown away. Colin's got to come and do his new electrical work in here. Let me take you into the family bathroom. I can't walk through the wall anymore. To get into the family bathroom, I've got to go through its own door that has arrived, and it now has some walls. It's all square, and look, more pipe work under the floor. And this is the family bathroom. So there's going to be a bath here up to, where's that mark on the floor? Down here. So there was a mark on the floor that oh, there it is. So this corner here. Oh, see that, thank you very much. That's frightened the doodahs out of me. So the bath is going there, and there'll be a loo there and a sink there. But you see what they've done, what Gary's done, is to notch the wall out where the loo is going to go. Up there you can see how it sticks in about 6 inches or so. And that's to give us enough room between the toilet and the sink, which is going here. And you can see the pipework is in for the radiator. So this is all very exciting. This is family bathroom. Haven't had one of those before. And finally the study, where we've got one plasterboarded wall, and we've got some bits of plaster ready to be stuck on. That hole has become a wall, so that's good. And the coving has come off. We can have some new coving in here. So little bits and pieces to do. That horrible mess that was in the corner, which you might remember from a previous video, that's been repaired along there. So that's all looking spangly. So lots of work been done in the last couple of weeks. It really is all coming together nicely. Now I've come outside on what really is a lovely day. The scaffolding is still here, but the roof is nearly finished, the 3 sides of it anyway. You can see up here, if I pan in, that bit of wall there is actually the inside wall of the bathroom. The outside wall doesn't exist anymore. They've taken it down because it needs repairing. And we've decided to have 2 new windows. It's difficult to see from here, but the 2 windows are funny enough at different heights. But we'll get those sorted out. We're going to have a new window in that back bedroom as well. And here's the great big pile of bricks that I'm working my way through. And there's things like cement mixers. There's evidence of activity. So what I'm doing is taking that pile of bricks and turning them into this pile of bricks, and part of that process is using this stuff. This is brick and patio cleaner, which is basically hydrochloric acid, which I haven't used since I've been at school. And you think, oh, hydrochloric acid, nasty stuff. So I clean my brick. There's my brick that's been duly cleaned, and I put it in the acid. Isn't that good? And then you have to dip it in water, otherwise it burns holes and everything. But that's hydrochloric acid, and we're dipping all of the bricks in that. I've done about 60, and I've got about 1,000 to go, so I should be quiet for a little while I'm spending my time, because I've set myself up a little platform. I'm going to be very quiet for the next couple of weeks, dipping and cleaning bricks. Well, some of the excitement that you would have seen on the previous video to do with matters other than the house, to do with this. This is my shed. So this bit of the video, I'm going to give you a guided tour of the new shed. There is another pad here. The garage is going to sit on that, where the motorbike's going to live. But this is my shed. You see we have a door now. So let me take you in. Now the light in here is very poor, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to see. Like an endless cavern, doesn't it? Let me step into the shed without falling over and breaking my neck. Here it is. It's 26 foot 10 long. It's 12 foot 6 wide, with this little window at the back. It's 6 foot 4 high. It's only 5 foot high at the sides, but that doesn't matter. And this is going to be my railway empire. Clearly it needs some lights and a bit of work, but very exciting. And I've come up onto the first level of the scaffold because you get a better idea up here of the magnificence of this thing. It's a big lump, so we had to try and make it as pretty as we could. But I'm very pleased with it, very, very pleased indeed with that. And as of Monday, our stuff comes out of storage and it's going to be full of furniture. So it's not just a white elephant in the garden, it is actually going to have some practical purpose for a couple of months. So that's the view at the moment, an August bank holiday weekend, looking out into our garden. Clearly loads of things still to do, but tremendous progress getting on, and within the next few weeks or so, by the time I do another update, I reckon we'll have some rooms, we might even have some colour on the walls even, but we'll keep you posted.